Aaron Tan is going places.
You can get an entire car in less than 5 minutes with credit approval, with insurance, because we own every step of the whole value chain.
As the co-founder of a newly crowned unicorn and one of Asia Pacific's fastest growing startups, Caro's CEO is now on the road to an IPO.
Some of my friends joke that I grew a horn and stuff like that, but honestly, it doesn't mean anything.
And with investors including SoftBank getting on board, he has no plans to slow down.
The question is, okay, now that we have reached $1 billion, how do we reach $10 billion? How do we reach $100 billion?
Caro, a play on the words car hero, is a Southeast Asian autos marketplace designed to simplify car deals using AI technology. The company was founded in 2015 by college friends Aaron Tan, Aditya Lesmana, and Kelvin Chung. In June 2021, it achieved coveted billion-dollar unicorn status after receiving $360 million in funding from big-name backers including SoftBank and Indonesian-based fund EV Growth. The deal takes total funding to over $500 million and pits Caro alongside key competitors in an industry worth $50 billion and growing. But, as CEO Aaron told me when we sat down at his Singapore HQ, the journey has been long. 36-year-old Aaron's entrepreneurial story started when he was 13.
I went on the internet in, I would say, 1996, right? And that was when I first went on the internet and I thought, hey, this is super interesting. And then I effectively went to the local library and I tried to understand how do you build a search engine. And that's what I did.
As a teenager growing up in Singapore, the computer whiz would earn extra cash by building and selling websites. But it was later, while working as a venture capitalist in the US, that he saw an opportunity to combine business prowess with his true passion: trading cars.
One of the things that I found super enjoyable really is this whole buying and selling of cars. I think that's one part of it, right? So the interest in automotive. The second part of it is my training. When I was in the US as a VC for many years, I remember very clearly I met all kinds of automotive companies, your BP, your Uber, your DriveShift. What this shows me was the momentum in the space.
While the autos resale market was flourishing in the US, the same couldn't be said for Southeast Asia. It was famously opaque, with several middlemen making it difficult for buyers and sellers to get the best deals. Aaron wanted to change that. So, returning to Singapore in 2015, he teamed up with his classmates from Carnegie Mellon's School of Computer Science to create an algorithm that would do just that.
I wouldn't say that I tricked my co-founders into founding the company together, but I think that I sold them the opportunity that this could be much more interesting than whatever you were doing. Or
you
they
pulled
were doing.
at the emotional heartstrings there, I think.
That's right, that's right. And I think one thing that I always give thanks to is that my team tends to be very international from day zero, right? My co-founders, Indonesians, are Thais, right? So this makes it a lot easier for us when we enter the market. We don't have as much licensing issues, tax issues or whatever not, because we have locals fronting the market, and that is extremely important when you are in Southeast Asia.
The trio was onto something. In a region with a vast and growing digital-savvy middle class, price-sensitive consumers were increasingly opting for second-hand models. Euromonitor's senior research consultant, Justinas Luima, explained more.
Expanding middle class combined with low car ownership rates in Southeast Asia were really the main factors that stimulated new car sales, and eventually this translated into a vibrant used car market as well. So for example, new car market grew from 3 million units in 2015 to almost 4 million units in 2019. And eventually these new cars, after the period of 5 or 8 years, they were entered into the secondary market.
Caro capitalized on that demand, rolling out its online offering for individuals and wholesale dealers across Malaysia, Indonesia, and Thailand in the years that followed. Meantime, it added end-to-end financial services like loans, insurance, and aftercare. By 2019, inspired by Netflix and Spotify, the company launched Singapore's first car subscription service, allowing users to lease a vehicle for a monthly fee, with tax, warranty, and maintenance all included.
In subscription, what we saw was that there's a changing behavior of car ownership. Really, the gap in the market was to look for people that wants that flexibility, and more importantly, they actually want to try out new cars. This has played very well for us, for instance, in EVs, where people were like, I actually do not know whether EVs is suitable for my lifestyle, right? Can I try this for 6 months, 12 months? And we found a good gap in the market that way.
Then, in 2020, the pandemic struck. But what was a major roadblock for many startups turned out to be an opportunity for Aaron and his team. Concerns over hygiene and personal safety sparked new demand for private transport options. And with borders closed and a global microchip shortage limiting car production, used car sales surged.
COVID has definitely helped accelerated our whole digitalization internally and also externally to the general public. One of the many things that we launched during COVID was this showroom anywhere concept. The idea is very simple. We want you to be able to do a test drive, or for that matter, enter the cars itself without any key handoff, basically without seeing a single human. Get into the vehicle, do your test drive if you need to, kick the tires literally, and then as you are done, just swipe out and then the car will just locked, right? And then if you want to buy the car, again, just go onto the website or the app, click buy it now, and literally key in a few things, and you can walk away with the car.
As of March 2021, Caro recorded revenues of $300 million, up 2.5 times on the previous year. Aaron says the 6-year-old startup is now profitable. However, that growth comes against a backdrop of growing scrutiny on the auto industry. Transportation accounts for almost a quarter of global carbon emissions, of which road vehicles make up 75%. And even as governments and automakers make plans to phase out traditional combustion engine cars with electric vehicles, many existing gas guzzlers are simply exported to developing markets.
New cars are more efficient, they pollute less. And if the country relies on the used car sales a lot, it increases overall emissions, especially in the densely populated urban areas, and it adds to the health concerns in the long term.
Caro, for its part, says it is playing an important role in the transition to greener transport methods.
Our job is to recycle. Our job is to reuse. Our job is to enable that in the shortest period of time. And the second part of this is that EVs is a strong tailwind for us because this encourages change. And for a platform like us, we strive whenever there is change in the market.
Sustainability will continue to be one of the many things on Aaron's agenda as he sets out to list his company within the next 18 to 24 months. With regional expansion, AI developments, and acquisitions all on the cards, one thing's for sure, it's going to be an eventful ride.
What needs to happen is that between now and then, get the company ready, controls need to be in place, people need to be in place, compliance needs to be in place. Only then can we then say that, okay, we're ready to go out, to go public 12 to 18 months from now.